Forgiveness is something we do for ourselves and not for others. Hi, and welcome to the Expansive Journey. My name is Julie, and today I want to talk about forgiveness and release of energy attachments. So, when we live here on Earth, we live in with an ego that experience life in a separation consciousness. It doesn't mean that we can't love others or we can't feel true love. It's not about that, but we are primarily we exist from this point and in this form, and others appear as a separate form from ourselves. And in that context, we will encounter conflicts throughout our lives, some more than others, but still it's something that we all will experience, at least through many lifetimes. And what happens is that when we have an experience with someone and we do not forgive them, or we do not release that energy, it creates an inner aspect of us that still lives in that situation. So it was a difficult situation, someone mistreated you, and that part of you, that ego part, is a thought with a very strong emotion attached to it, and that lives inside you, and it will sort of affect your life, either through physical pain or emotional pain, but also strongly through how we interact with others and what type of people that we attract into our lives. So when we attract people into our lives that we don't resonate with, or they make us feel angry, or maybe they are angry at us, or maybe they abandon us, or we want to abandon them, all of these different scenarios that are sort of not rooted in sort of surrender. It's not ease, it's a sense of irritation, or something is not love, something is off, something is not working, right? And these people that show up into our lives are actually a reflection of that energy aspect inside of us, or that aspect that still lives inside that energy. So it doesn't mean that someone outside of ourselves come into our lives and violate us. What they're doing is right, but the reason why they are even able to come into our lives is because there's an unconscious pattern of attracting that person into our life. And this is where forgiveness comes in. And forgiveness, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's not something we do for others. It's something that we do for ourselves. It's something that we do to release that attachment to that sort of scenario that lives inside of us, so we can let go and stop attracting that situation and attract better situations into our lives. Things that we want, right? Good or bad. It's not necessarily like that. It's more like what is desirable, what feels ease, what is alignment with your highest self, and what is in alignment with your lower self, your pain, right? So something that I found very valuable when it comes to forgiveness is to see yourself in the person that is hurting you, or that you have a negative attachment to. And a negative attachment is maybe someone that someone that you hold a resentment towards, someone that you are resisting, someone that you are thinking that it doesn't feel good. And how do you know that you have that? A negative attachment to someone is because you can think about them and it doesn't feel easy. It feels a sense of something doesn't feel it doesn't feel loving, it doesn't feel surrendered, it doesn't feel like it's like you have let go. So you can think about them and see what is the energy between you. You can sense that by thinking about the other person, and then what I like to do is to sort of find the aspect inside of me. So I can use myself as an example. I used to be, this is a pretty easy example. That is not something very harmful. I used to be very annoyed with a very girly girls that were super like jiggling and super like very feminine, you can say. I used to think that that was stupid, that was pathetic. I didn't like that until I sort of met that part of me that I stopped resisting that part of me. I allowed myself to be that kind of girl myself whenever I wanted to. If I want to be a jiggly girl, then a girly girl, then I'm going to be it, right? So I stopped resisting that part of me, and I stopped resisting that part in others. So it didn't matter to me anymore. It was okay. And that's an easy example, because someone laughing is not really, or being very girly is not something that's harmful, right? It can be if it's like negative, in a negative sense. But if you have someone that has, for example, manipulated you, right? What I do is that I try to get to know, to see that aspect in me that is represented by them. They are representing a part of me that I am resisting and not accepting. And how do you stop? Look at, for example, a part of you that is manipulating others. It's not a part of us that we want to look at. It's uncomfortable, right? Because we want to be good. We want to be good people, right? And it's easy to be a victim, but we don't want to be the opposite of the victim. We don't want to be the bad person, right? So what I usually do is that I get to know and I try to understand that part of me that hurts others. Why am I doing this, right? And it's usually because I'm afraid and I'm trying to control. And when you can see that in yourself, you can have compassion for that. And you can have compassion for that in the other person as well. It sounds easy, but it's we really need to look at ourselves and be honest with ourselves and see others as a mirror of ourselves, instead of someone that we are sort of being violated by. So you can say that everything is love, even those that hurt us are actually coming from love, because they are showing us the parts of ourselves that we have not integrated. If someone that are very dear to us, someone that we have been having in our lives or whole life, if they hurt us, or we realize that it's an unhealthy energy attachment between us, it can be very powerful and also very important to have a healthy boundary and keep a distance. It's not a frame or a right answer to how long or how this should be, but it's important that we listen to ourselves and give ourselves the time and the space we need to heal, to release that energy attachment to the other person. So maybe if it's supposed to be, we can come back and create a healthy relationship in the future, right? If it's supposed to be. And this can be really hard for our minds, because we can be very attached to being a victim. And the reason why we want to be victims is because we associate that with compassion. We think we need to be a victim to have compassion for ourselves. But if we can give ourselves compassion and honestly take a look at ourselves and look at that, what is attracting this type of behavior into my life? And then get to know that and understand that with love and compassion, so it can be released and we can attract better relationships and better people into our life. Better people, better interactions into our life. And with that, I want to wrap up. Thank you for watching. If this video resonates with you, then please like it, share it, and leave a comment below. And if you yet haven't, then subscribe to my channel. You can download my free Empowered Empath e-guide in the link in my bio if you are on Instagram, or in the description below if you are on YouTube. You can also book a free clarity call with me through the link in the bio. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, much love and namaste.